Welcome back.
Fair journeys, Warden.
I wonder if we'll find our sister.
Those statues are dwarven paragons, if I remember right. The best of their ancestors.
Another guard.
May the ancestors protect Blanca, wherever she is. Let's get started.
Paragon Branca. The Paragons. As I studied among the dwarves, I became aware that their social system was as rigid as the stone that surrounded them. From the lowest servant to the king of Azamar, each dwarf has a caste, a rigid social standing which dictates what he may do and how he may do it. What fascinated me then was that the dwarves, stubborn and proud as they may be, have built in a way for even the lowliest dwarf to bypass the caste system and reach prominence. Any dwarf who has made an achievement or significance can be named Paragon, elevating the dwarf above all others. To become a Paragon is to be recognized as essentially a living ancestor. Your words are considered inevitable, and the dwarves liken you unto a god. Your family, those you chose to ascend with you, excuse me, those you choose to ascend with you, become the founders of a new line of nobility. Indeed, every existing noble house among the dwarves traces its line back to a founding paragon. It is a rare thing, however, in my visit. I learned that only one paragon has been elected in generation, the Smith Branca, exalted for her discovery of smokeless coal. I met the Paragon Branca only once during my stay, and I considered it an odd occasion indeed. Surrounded by those of her house, the ill-tempered woman was draped in the finest clothing and jewelry, and was obviously revered even above the highest nobles, perhaps above even the king. Yet she seemed to enjoy none of it. The burden of being a living legend is great, it appears. Statues of the Paragons are found throughout Azamar, though nowhere as prominent than in the Hall of Heroes, through which one passes on entering from the surface. It is a breathtaking sight to behold. Great works of stone, all seeming to hold up the ceiling above. It is meant to impress upon visitors to Azamar, of all who have gone before, I think. It is also meant to remind dwarves going to the surface and thus abandoning their brethren forever of all they are leaving behind. From the stone halls of the dwarves, by our brother in the TV, Chantry Scholar. He has gotten around, hasn't he? I guess that makes him the best at what he does. The guard. Why didn't it? Huh. Oh, I guess they're all into the... Let's see. What was this?
Show some pity for a poor old man. Show some pity for a poor old man.
Beggar.
Spare a few bits for an old man. I haven't eaten in days.
Oh, we can't give him anything. That's where we came from.
Bread? Please, sir. Just a bit of bread. If only you had come in a less troubled time.
Yeah. Oh, that's where we came from.
It has become very close with the other Grey Warden.
Yes. I suppose I have at that.
Are you calling
I
him
find
it?
this difficult to comprehend. It is whiny and weak, and constantly laughing.
Then I guess a romance between you and I is completely out of the question. Hmm?
And the attempts at humor, I cannot understand how it is endured.
Well, maybe you should ask her why she likes me so much instead of bothering me with it.
It has a loud mouth. Why its head has not been crushed already is hard
Wow.
to imagine.
Or maybe you just happen to figure she likes me a lot more than you.
Don't be foolish.
Yes, I thought so. Just watch your step, or I'm totally telling.
I'm going to stand over here now.
Do you like me, Shell? I would have expected golems to be different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone?
No.
Yes, Master, I exist to serve the Master. I shall kill for the Master and only for the Master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
Being different isn't so bad.
Did I say it was bad? Huh. It thinks I hang on its every word, waiting for approval. I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
Fair. I agree. Being a golem would be handy.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
No. +6. I brought him because I figured this is the place where he needs to be. Commission report. While your concerns have merit, the Assembly has made itself clear. Space within the stage is at a premium, but the intended function of the hall merits the additional resources committed. The statues of the Paragons must be the core of the Hall of Heroes. There is no other placement that so benefits dwarfs' interests. It is the first glimpse that surface ambassadors have of Ozamar. An introduction, not just to our living ancestors, but also to the stone from which we were born. They must see its shape before they can understand the complexity of its raw form. The hall must also serve as a second purpose, as the last sight for departing brethren. Those who choose to leave must do so with the heavy gaze of their ancestors at their backs. It is a reminder of duty and of consequences. We will promote all manner of trade, but also reinforce that those who leave for too long will return as strangers to the stone. From the report of the Assembly Zoning Commission. Let's see.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the diamond quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Oh, you should not be king.
It
Azamar comments. No one is Lord Harrowat. No one is born with the rights to the throne. The sitting king may recommend a successor, but the assembly ultimately decides who will rule. House Harrowmont is one of the oldest noble houses, as old as Azamar itself. Edoran's most trusted advisor, Harrowmont, is well known for being an able advisor, an able administrator, and the author of many compromises in the ever-warring assembly. Balin Odekin. It is time for action, not culture debate. Third of King Eldrin's children, Balin has always been considered the last and least of his family, not the heir, nor the favorite, and not as accomplished as either sibling. Balin's most notable trait was his ability to stay out of trouble? What is happening?
Especially in front of outsiders. Fool, I'll have him in the Legion.
Captain.
Vieta, I have enough crime without some castless carrying weapons in the city. Your actions risk pain of death. Name yourself.
You bother Grey Warden on risk of lots of pain.
Warden. You? When I heard they accepted a brand, I thought it was a joke. Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden.
Are you
What
serious?
do you want?
First, can a city function like this?
You have little faith in your own city, Brand. Excuse me, Warden, but
You
this
cast
isn't
us
Dust
out.
Town. The tavern is open and the market is busy. Orzammar suffered worse. The ancestors will see us through.
The blight is coming. Harrowat and Balin are the ones I need.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons.
Are you sure you're still a dwarf? Ancestors have patience. If Bronca could hear this, well, I wouldn't be standing in dried blood. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
The blight is coming. I need Azamar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Twat. Pick the Dulin. Or second in command. Diamond Quarters. What is happening here, actually?
For a
It wasn't
tiny
this.
people, they certainly build high ceilings.
We have high expirations.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
This Balin, is that King Endrin's son?
I thought you'd know this.
We didn't care
What a
about none
terrible
of that.
burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
Why such hate for Balin?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along.
How did he die?
He died in bed after his eldest son was murdered, and the Assembly condemned his second son for it. I cannot blame him for preferring to join the ancestors in eternal peace, if Balin didn't murder him himself.
Who are you?
I am Narav Helmi, third daughter of the second matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger? What brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
Orzammar. I'm a Grey Warden seeking aid.
A Grey Warden? But there are no dwarven Grey Wardens this generation except for... Oh, that's who you are. I thought with the brand, I assumed you were a surfacer. I have to go.
Are you serious? Rude. Diamond quarter right, proving ground straight ahead. I want to see everybody before we go to imports. What's that? No Wrangler.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Lost nug.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
We technically do. Doc, no.
Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
You could say, yes, you could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Wait, of Magi? My companion here is a senior enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation, and a great responsibility.
Why is a dwarf interested in the Circle?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
You want, You want to leave Orzammar?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
With the messenger, I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating.
She is adorable.
Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Oh, when?
What's on your mind?
Have you changed your mind about Alistair and me?
I have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. He seems less guarded when in your company, allows himself to relax, and he seems genuinely happy.
I'm happy too.
I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and I am sorry.
You want the best for both of us.
What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you, but love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead, you learn to cherish every precious moment that you spend together, knowing that it may be the last. And for those of us watching, well, it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife.
Alright, we're going to you, Garen.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, There are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad thing.
Oh.
I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Aren't dwarves immune?
Of course we are. You should know that. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not direct in the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
Missy your wares.
Right. Best in the trade, you know. I work the ore myself.
Crazy as they come right now, which it's horrible, but dagger. Life give 87 freaking gold. Oh, but look at what it does. This is obviously for Morgan. She likes jewelry. Large clear. Oh wait, when do we sell that? We have, there we go. Oh, well, we have two of these. Lightning, small chip, large flaw, 20 electricity. 5. Small. Yeah. Did we not give? Oh, it's on this technical on this bar. Large fire ice. Nature. I think he has the nature on them. Doesn't he? Oh, fine. That's fine. Yep.
Have you seen my lunch? It's a piece of lichen bread with a spread of old cheese and shredded dried meat. I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad thing. Except when forging, then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen.
What happened?
Well, it's the lyrium, you know. Raw blood of the earth. It's more alive than you and me. Most of the time, that's no problem. When it's all bundled up in a piece of steel, it'll leave you alone. But handling the ore directly, sometimes you get burned. It's not just your skin it takes off. It'll burn directly into your mind.
So working with delirium made you crazy?
Not crazy, just a little forgetful. Don't worry, I'm fine when I work. Just look at my wares. I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it.
Hope he gets better.
Right. Best in the trade, you know.
I want to see the last thing.
Myself.
We can sell that nature one. Yeah. Oh wait. Small flawless. When did we get this? Small flaw. What's the? Flawed. Excuse me. Flawed and flawless. Completely different things. You need the strength for it. What is your strength tech right now? My bad. This diamond water. Ruined stone. Shaper's life. Asamar has carved a legacy from the stone, but history is more than the comings and goings that fill the streets. These caverns are old cutscene well traveled. The true will of the stone is revealed far from the halls of politics and commerce. The Shaper must step away from the familiar and seek out revelations from the frontier or bury secrets from paths abandoned. The Shaper must first walk away if he is to return. First steps from the Shaper's life. The Nug. Nug. Hide deep and mad Nugs. Our screams deafen their keen ears. We will be Nug poop. From the songs that only Nugs can hear by Paragon Ibrin, 584 Exalted. The Nug is an omnivore common to the deep roads, a hairless creature that is almost blind as well as completely docile. It spends most of its time wading in the shallow pools as well as mud pits, feeding on small insects, worms, and in a pinch, limestone and simple metals. Indeed, the digestive system of the Nug is legendary, able to make a meal out of almost anything a Nug finds on the cavern floors. Nugs reproduce rapidly, spreading into any niche within the deep roads they can find, and serve to support a variety of predators such as giant spiders and deep stalkers. So too do dwarves make meals out of them. Nugs are in the poorer slums portions of Arzamar, one of the most common sources of meat available. Some dwarves even domesticate the creatures, claiming to find the creatures' high-pitched squeaks adorable, pleasing. Yeah, same thing as adorable. Mines. Turn this in. Is that our home? Oh no, that's the merchant.
Go on, I'm out of the Nug game. Got nothing to sell.
I've got a note for you.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
We can swap here. We can swap people here, I should say.
What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
Proving ground. Daphna.
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make the journey to the Circle Tower.
I don't even know that. That's quite impressive.
And just a little disturbing. Why do I get the feeling charting routes to the Circle Tower is one of her favorite hobbies?
I'm guessing you haven't left yet.
Nope. Not until the election is resolved.
Well, I've waited 19 years. Another month won't kill me.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for you know what it is to mourn.
Yoda.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? I can move aside. I don't have much to bring them.
What are you... Did I hear you mention your son?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rak. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
What happened?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did anyone go after him?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by Darkspawn that way.
There were Darkspawn in the Deep Road?
The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend for miles into the earth, and we must patrol them constantly or be overrun. I lost my husband to them. If I lost my son the same way...
I'll look for him if you want.
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
It's what we do.
A warden. So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
But you said it's been years.
Take heart, good widow Filda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Oh, there's hope. Like north?
A brand in the commons. And outfitted like a topsider, no less. Good! Let people see Castless have a purpose. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Your allegiance is to Balin. Your allegiance to Balin is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
Some say he killed his father.
Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Fair. You approve of this chaos?
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change.
Let me see what you have in your store.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
A remarkable sapphire. A glamour charm. No idea what that does, but Brother Burkell.
Maker's blessing on you, sister.
Why are you invoking a human god?
The Maker brought forth this world and every creature in it. He chose a human woman as his prophet and bride, but he loves all races. I'm Brother Burkell of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Oh, we want a human chantry?
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
Huh. Not a fan of the chantry coming down here. Whose permission?
The Shaper it controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
Tell me how it turns out.
Never mind. The Shaper of Memories has refused me so far. I thought perhaps with another advocate... Well, if you have a change of heart, let me know.
Fine.
Maker's blessing, sister. I never expected to see you back. Is there something you seek?
Any luck opening it? I would like to talk to the Shaper for you.
I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please, let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Not yet. Isn't that where we're from? On to the diamonds. Wrong one. Oh, we do have another one for you.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.